it's like if you're an Aldi shopper, like you need that bag. It's like perfect for that. Okay. All right. So welcome to 212. If this is your first 212, welcome. Every Wednesday, same place, same time. And we are always kicking things off with our book club. So who's our book club reader for today?
Hey, Claudia, I'll be kicking it off here tonight.
Awesome, thank you.
So I'm reading for Kara, who couldn't be with us, but she had marked a section in here and I read it and it is perfect for tonight and maybe how some of you are feeling too. So one thing, if you'll put in the chat, what comes to mind when you hear the word resilience? Resilience. Resilience is what separates fear and doubt. It allows you to be on high alert, but still remain in control of your decisions and actions. Resilient people don't act like victims. They don't feel sorry for themselves. They're not dwelling on what's happening right now. They're looking ahead to see how they can take control and change the outcome. If they don't like the way their story is unfolding, they write their own. There's not a single day of your life that doesn't require some kind of resilience. Financial trouble, family issues, health challenges, relationship problems, job situations, so many things you never thought you'd be dealing with. We like to think of winning as this glamorous, glorious achievement, and for those who get there, it is. But very little of what you go through to attain it is glamorous or glorious. It's the reason champions break down with emotion when they finally hold the trophy. They're not thinking about the ring and the parade. They're remembering the pain and frustration, the fear and sacrifice and loneliness, everything they endured, all the times they wanted to quit, but kept going. They know the truth. Without the resilience to get through the darkest hours of fear and failure, they never would have made it. And if they want to win again, they have to stay resilient against those things all over again. So to me, the word resilient just resonates, and that's why my team is called Tenacity, because and our mascot is Rosie the Riveter, because during World War II, women were going to work in the factories and fields and doing jobs that they may not have done before. They were resilient on the home front and worked together to show their strength. And for me, that's what my team is. We work hard. We have our motto of "we can do it." This particular month has been a little challenging. I know some others may have thought that too, but you know, the thing about resilience is it's standing firm even in the face of adversity. And keeping your eye on the prize, but knowing that all your hard work will pay off. And the little things that you're doing all along the way will add up to great benefits later down the road. So.
Yes, thank you, Lori. And if you're not part of our book club, just join right now, okay? It is always, when you read a book, it's always what you want to hear right in that moment, right? So, okay. So we have a quick little announcement. Tiffany, are you here?
I am here.
Tiffany got kidnapped, so we're gonna move her up a little bit.
It's true. My birthday's this weekend and I was surprised and got kidnapped.
All right.
But
well,
for those of you that are, hopefully you guys can hear me. There's a lot of background noise with the music. But there is an event coming up here in May that is the Most Powerful Women event. So if you are looking for some inspiration, getting your foot in the right direction, this is the event for you. This has been a game changer for me for the last couple years. Such a huge inspiration. So if you feel like you are stuck, if you feel like you just don't know what to do, this is for you. For a limited time, there is a super affordable early bird. So definitely worth it. But this has inspired me so much, helped me find who I am, build that confidence, build that belief. So definitely something that you guys want to check out. So I know the link is in the chat, so definitely consider it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. So make sure you join us. We'll put an event up soon, but we just wanted to make sure that we get you the early bird pricing. So anybody that's ever attended one of these virtual events, which actually, you know, it's a good thing. One good thing about COVID is that there's a lot of virtual events and you don't have to, you know, get there and do all those big expenses. So if you ever invested in one of those and you thought it was worth it, comment worth it in the chat. I know that, you know, personal development is huge in this business and definitely needed. Okay. Direct sales is like personal development with a paycheck. That's why we read books. That's why we attend trainings, right? Because we're always learning. So snag your ticket now. And then once you snag your ticket, we actually have a group chat for those types of trainings on Telegram as well. So just reach out to your recruiter or director and they can make sure we get you in that as well. Okay. So yes, welcome to 212. All right. Thanks so much for being here. For those of you guys that don't know this yet, we have one and only team website. So make sure you have that bookmark. That's where all your information is going to be. And let's give it up for your leaders. It is February 23rd. These are all the director teams that are currently green. So if you're part of a director team and you see them green, that means you're helping them reach the team goal. And if you don't see them green yet, you may want to check in with them and see if there's something you guys can do to help them. And who's still working on going green? Which director teams? I know we still have a whole week left. So check in with your directors. It's definitely a team effort, right? And together you guys build the national team. Okay. And how many of you guys may be interested in going after becoming a fast track director or a director and earning all these benefits that are listed right here? So many of you guys may have seen your directors get all these, we call them spring boxes. So they got all, not all, but like 90% of the new products for free. They're already showing up at the house plus free for all. So if you want lots of products, you really want to look into moving up in the career plan and allowing your leaders and, you know, us to help you get there. So last month we brought on 2 new directors and we have a goal of 70 new directors. And I definitely know that some of you guys are hustling right now to finish the month strong and get here as well. If you have any ideas or thoughts or things that you want to make sure that we cover, okay, during 212, then make sure you fill out this Google form and I'll put the link here in the chat in a minute and just share your ideas or thoughts if you want specific topics covered for this training, okay? So let's kick it off with our testimony. And I actually think this is perfect that Lori talked about resilience, okay? Resilience is overcoming obstacles, overcoming hurdles, overcoming things that life throws at you. Because if we don't learn to be resilient, we're going to have a hard time in life in general, okay? Because unfortunately, things are going to happen. People are going to get sick, right? You're going to have to take care of stuff. Whatever happens, you may lose your job or you may not like your job or family issues or, you know, whatever. All those things are going to happen. And resilience is how you react to it. Okay. So tonight, our testimony is one of our new directors. She's been in business less than 1 year. So she's been in business for 10 months only. She's a single mom of a cutie pie right here. And she used to Instacart before Paying for Chef, but I think now she's like, I just do Paying for Chef, right? It's a lot easier and you can make a lot more money. But so far in her first 10 months, she sold over $24,000. Okay. She's personally shared this business and brought on 70 new consultants. And last year she made $4,000. Okay. And I think she came in like April or something, right? So could anybody use an extra $4,000 this year by just selling some specialists? Anybody? Right. And this year though, already she's almost at 3,000, right? So you can see that her income this year is definitely going to be a lot bigger. But here's the deal. Okay. This is a single mom. And if you look at these pictures on the right, what is crazy is that they had a house fire right before Christmas. But somehow, and we're going to hear her story, she managed to have the best months, the most new consultants. She was doing videos about like digging through the house and being like, oh my God, look at all these pants that I was able to recover. Like it was amazing. She was still sharing about Pampered Chef, doing videos from a hotel room, right? And if you go follow her, you can see that basically she just eats dinner with her little girl. And it's like, I get obsessed with it. I don't know why, but I'll just sit there and watch it because I want to see how she reacts to what she's cooking. And it's like the cutest little cooking show. Okay. So so ask Rebekah to tell a little bit about her story and give you guys her best tips. Rebekah, take it away.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for the introduction. Might start crying early. So as she said, I'm Rebekah Menard. I'm gonna try and go fast here because my 2-year-old is supposed to be sleeping, so she might be a little cranky. And if you see me jerking my head around, it's because she throws herself around. But so yeah, I have a 2-year-old and a 2-year-old dog. So my life's a little crazy, but I'm just gonna jump right into a little bit about me before I joined Pampered Chef. Thank you. I used to work at a horse barn all the way through my pregnancy. I worked 7 days a week to make up for my maternity leave because you don't get great benefits as a stable hand. I had Naomi in March of 2020, which was right before the pandemic. So we were like staying home. I tried to live off savings until I couldn't anymore. And I started Instacarting in September because I cannot afford childcare and it's cheaper to just work with her. So we were basically Instacarting like sun up to sundown though to make ends meet. So it was a little rough. About like shortly before her birthday, her first birthday, I went through a pretty messy breakup with her father. He was pretty emotionally abusive. So I ended up spending pretty much all my savings on lawyer bills to figure out custody with him. And he didn't start getting visits until she was like 18 months old. So it was all me, majority me. And like I said, we were Instacarting just to make ends meet. So when AG approached me in April, a month after I started going to court, I was desperate for income, anything so that I didn't have to pay for childcare and I could still work with her. And I knew AG from college, so I kind of trusted her. I knew she wasn't gonna like lead me astray, I guess. I just jumped in and never looked back. I hate to say it, but I am one of the ones Claudia always talks about. I did not fast track to director, and I do regret it because I could have used that cash. But it took me 6 months. I promoted it in October. My check that month was about a little over $1,300. So that was like my eye opener. It's like I realized I could do anything I set my mind to. So that's pretty much what I had to hold on to when my world kind of fell apart. As Claudia mentioned, my house burned down December 18th, literally 1 week before Christmas. I mean, all the people were fine, so that's what matters most, but I did lose my cat and we lost like all my childhood memories, Naomi's infant memories, everything. So that's still a loss we're kind of reeling from, but we moved from 4 different hotels. We just moved back to back. We're in a hotel still now and no housing in sight yet, but we're still going. It's actually a pretty decent sized hotel, so we are still going. I'm actually pretty proud that, like she said, I just kept going, didn't stop. Actually, January was my biggest month after the fire. But if that house fire wasn't enough to start off 2020 well, thank you. Naomi and I actually both got COVID. We both got COVID the second week of January. We, thank God, didn't have very strong like symptoms. We were pretty fine, just like a fever and stuff. But that quarantine was actually a blessing in disguise because it forced me to not Instacart anymore, which was a little stressful, but it forced me to fully rely on Pampered Chef. And it really basically shifted my whole thinking to like, what do I have to do today to make sure that my check is big enough to live another month? So I really like focused what I should have been doing all along. I guess it's true what they say about bad things coming in threes, because about 3 weeks ago, I had to put one of my dogs down. So I lost my cat and then I lost my dog and it's been a rough year, but what I learned is most important, I guess, is just the mindset you have. So like I don't know, you just got to push through it one day at a time. But that kind of sort of brings me to my 3 tips for success, I guess. The most important one is just to keep showing up, even on the hard days, because we all have days where nothing is going right and you just want to hide away. I know it can't just be me, whether it's your personal life or your business life, just keep showing up, even if it's just doing, I made it a point to just touch the business once, just do one thing, send a couple messages, close up a couple parties, whatever, just do whatever you can. And hopefully you'll have more energy the next day. And another thing that's important is to be real. So like, I guess like Claudia says, she likes watching me eat food with my daughter. It's just, I can't tell you how many times people have like called me on the phone, like, oh my God, I saw you doing this with that bowl and I want that bowl. Like I wasn't even showing off the bowl. Like I was just cooking and that's just what happened. Like anybody who's watched my lives knows I'm a hot mess. I never look perfect. I pretty much mess up what I'm saying half the time, but they can just see that I love what I'm doing. I love cooking with my daughter. We have fun and we use the products, and people just like doing business with people they know and they like, I found. So that's really important, to be who you are, even if you think you're weird. Yeah, that's funny, thanks. And then my last one is kind of not really related, I guess, but is to make goals. My biggest thing is like little daily to-do lists. And while I think big goals are important, you should have a vision for where you want this business to take you, and then figure out like little bite-sized steps you can take every day, every week, every month to make sure that you get there. And that's like pretty much all I got for you guys. I'm a fast talker, all right?
Give her a round of applause.
That is an incredible story. Wow.
Thank you.
Rebekah, make sure you save the chat so you can see all these comments and all this love that you're getting. Does anybody have any questions for Rebekah? I mean, this is somebody in their first 10 months, right? I mean, I will tell you, Rebekah, 99% of people would have quit. Right, I see a lot of nodding. Anybody have any questions for her?
I want to know something that you've made with your daughter. Like, what's your favorite product and thing that you've done in your videos?
If you asked her, her favorite is the food chopper for sure. But she likes to hold it upside down, so it's a little dangerous. I don't know, my favorite. I really like making her like fruit leathers in the air fryer. We used to have like a little fruit leather tray. She loves those. I don't know, we try everything. Like we just search through the recipes and it's like, oh, let's make that.
I'm going
She
to
helps
send you a friend request because I want to see your videos.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, you can check her out. Just, you know, even if you follow her, right? So she has room for her host. Just hit the follow button and you can watch her, right? And now you know, maybe you have someone, maybe you know someone that's a single mom of a little one that doesn't know how to make ends meet, and now you have a story, right?
Sorry, it's probably my favorite excuse now when people tell me they're too busy or I can't do that. Well, I just had a house fire. All right, I'm homeless.
And I had COVID, right? How many times I have COVID? I can't do anything, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't have very many symptoms.
At the end of the day, you didn't have a choice, right? Like, and a lot of times we have a safety net or we have a plan B, or we don't have to do things. But when you're stuck and you don't know, I mean, you could have, you know, probably gone on whatever, any kind of help and government help and could have juiced that for a while, right? But you chose to make it work. And I mean, you're setting, what an amazing example you're setting for your daughter. She may not remember, but one day you're going to tell her the story. And right. Oh, okay. All right. Get a little emotional here. So thank you so much for sharing, Rebekah. I really, really appreciate that. Right. And I'm not saying that that is the extreme. This is like an extreme of all the things, but it's how you react to situation rather than just failing at them, right? Rather than just, nope, can't do it. Nope, can't do it, right? Think about how you react, and that's what resilience is for. Okay, let's go on to a fun topic. Anna, are you here? Ina, where's my Italian girl?
Maybe.
Okay, do you want to tell them about what's next?
Okay. All right, so me and Claudia came up with real Italian dinner from your real Italian girls. So we put together a whole menu with a pearl and then grilled vegetable and then cannelloni, and then we have fish for salmon, and then of course you cannot miss dessert. So we got a tiramisu. So we've been working with it for a little bit. We have lots of videos, and we will be sharing the workshop in March. I don't know what else you want me to talk about.
Yeah, so it's actually already out. It's already loaded on the website. So basically, if you're new here, something you can run once a month is a workshop, right? We have plenty of them. We have a whole library. You can literally do one every month. And this is just something new, okay? But this is also actually something that not a lot of people at Paper Chef can offer, because not a lot of people have the real authentic Italians in their house. But it's just something fun. So you run this in your VIP group. Your goal is to just always keep growing your VIP group. It's not necessarily that you're doing this to get a sale, okay? If you get a sale, that's great. You're doing it to run a service for your customers, okay? Just to teach them something. I mean, we have to educate people. You can then, if you go in the workshop, you'll see it. You can post something on your stories. You can lure, you can lure people into your VIP group. That's the whole point. And then you finish it off with a shared rewards party and just offer your VIP customers once a month to purchase something, okay? That doesn't mean they will or whatever, but it's just something you offer. You offer a workshop in your VIP group, and you offer a shared rewards party for them to purchase something every single month. And you can literally schedule this out. I do suggest that make one of those recipes, or maybe share your own favorite Italian dish, like add your own authenticity to it, right? And then you can share the videos and everything else. But it is more fun if you participate in the workshop as well, and you can show your own pictures. Do you have to? No. Are you probably going to get better results because what did Rebekah say? They get to know you and like you, and right, and maybe you for once decide to make homemade pasta or something fun, right? Or you make your first tiramisu and you're like, I have no idea, but we're just going to do it, right? That's real and authentic. So the workshop's already on the Bullet Train website. You can take it and, set it up for whenever. Yeah, have some fun with it. So thanks, Anna, for working with me on that. It was a highly requested topic. So, but again, if you have any strengths, if you are a good baker, or you know how to decorate cookies, or you are great at making the perfect Easter egg, whatever, right? If you have anything that you're really good at, or you feel strongly about, or meal prepping or whatever, then, come to me, come to your director, and we can help you together make a workshop that everybody can benefit from. Okay. Are we excited for some Italian food? Most people love Italian food, right?
I had a lot of fun doing this workshop.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. You even get some real Italian parents in there as well. Okay, so speaking of March, the always requested every month, right? So your March focus is loaded and ready to go on the website and in boards. Okay, so March is all about highlighting the new products, showing those off, showing off, any new product. Anybody earn free new product? Put it in the chat. If you receive free new product from Paper Chef, put it in the chat. Remember this in the summer when we have free for all and you're earning fall products, and you want those free products to make sure you have your business open in the summer too. But it's 60% of host special, right? I know many are still working on February, right? So finish your February first, but any type of booking words, any ideas, because it's 60% of any one item for host. That is one of the, besides double free month, that's one of the biggest host rewards. So anybody that wants an air fryer for 60% off, cookware, knives, there's tons of ideas for you to try out, okay? But don't just throw them all out at once, okay? Try different things, make a list, check things off, put your own twist on it. And if you come up with anything else that's great, please let me know, because we're always adding This is like the website is like an idea funnel, right? Anything we see, anything we hear gets kind of put in there so you can use it. Okay. Anybody excited about March? New products, free spring products. What's your favorite new product? I want to see you guys using those products live. You know, we're always watching who is live, who's doing what. We've been using this, although I'm not a baker, surprisingly, we've used that spring surprise box thing like twice already. Terrifies me, but the cake comes out, so that's good, right? One of the things that happens. Skillet. Oh, the skillet is so cute, isn't it? The 8-inch skillet. Guys, again, if you decide to fast track and want to grow and want to make an average of $1,000 a month, then I know you're scared. We know you're terrified, but just know that we can help you get there. All we need is for you to be coachable, book a bunch of parties, and we can do the rest. Okay. Especially March is a good time with the new product, 60% of host special. It's definitely a good time to make that move. Okay. All right. You guys ready for some training? All right. Let me share my screen. This is a good time to get out your notebooks. We're going to do some training here on success. All right. And basically, we're going to talk about 5 keys, 5 things that are important for you to be successful. And really the mindset, right, that Lori talked about at the beginning, the mindset that you need to be in order to be successful in this business. Now, success is different for everyone. Okay. For some, it may be, you know, I want to be active every month so I can get my consultant discount. I want to be doing 2 parties a month so I can fill up my gas tank. I want to make $500 so I can get a debt. I want to make $1,000 so I can feed my children. Like, all the goals are different, right? So success looks different for all of you guys. Okay. But one thing that you need to understand is that you have one goal. Okay. And that's really all there is, right? You're helping people educate. We just talked about that. You're helping people educate about the products, about meal prepping, about cooking from home, about cooking with your children, right? You're educating people about our products and our services. That's what you do. Yeah. You serve people and you teach them things. You help people understand what it is that we do. Just because it makes sense to you, right? Kind of like Rebekah. If anybody else would have asked Rebekah about this opportunity, she probably would have said no. But because somebody asked her that she trusted, she knew that somebody was looking out for her, right? So you have to make people understand what it is that you do. Or when you say, do you want to host a party and get free stuff? Like, they don't, some people, maybe you assume that a lot of people know what that is, and a lot of people do, but there's also a whole generation that has no clue what hosting a party is. Okay. So you have to also understand that you have to help people understand what it is that you do. So you educate them, you help them understand, and then you help them make a decision. And there's really only 3 decisions, whether it's about your product, whether it's about hosting a party, or whether it's about joining your team. It's either yes, no, or not now. That's it. Okay. If you're sending booking messages, it's yes, nope, no, never, not doing that, or just not right now. What do we always say? Those are the 3 things that we're looking for. When you ask people about the business, sure. No, not for me. Maybe later when I retire, not now. Right? Don't you agree? Those are the 3 answers that you're looking for. Right? So just remember that as you're out there informing people and offering your services, and people say no thank you, what do we say? Amanda put it in. Is it not a no never, or just not a right now? You have to go past the no thank you. Okay. Because the no thank you is just like your initial reaction, right? It's just what you said. You go to a store or McDonald's says, do you want to upgrade? And you're like, nope, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, right? So you got to get past that. May I reach out later if now is not a good time? When can I reach back out to you? I know life is crazy. When is better for you? March or April, right? So get a date if it's not a no now. All right, so let's talk about 5 keys to success, okay? So number one, you need to be a consultant. You need to educate people. All right. You need to, again, help people understand what it is that you do. You have to bring value to people. Right? Just because somebody may say something and bring up a crazy objection to you, you might want to get all defensive, right? But you also might want to ask a question, right? So just today I had a conversation with someone about the business, and I offered her the business. She's like, I can't do that. I'm not a salesperson. I did Avon and I spent $3,000. And I said, oh, tell me more about that. And she's like, oh, I had to place orders for people. And if the order wasn't like a certain amount, I would actually lose money, right? So ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions when somebody tells you, no, it's not for me. Hey, do you mind me asking why? Like, why do you think it's not for you? Oh, I don't have time. How much time do you think this takes? Right? Don't just assume that you know what they're talking about and they know what you're talking about. So don't be afraid to say, let me ask you some questions. Or do you mind if I ask you some questions? Right? So don't be that sneaky sales. Nobody wants to be that. You ever bought a car, right? Nobody wants to be that car salesperson, okay? You're trying to be real. You're trying to build relationships, because when you build relationships, you are able to sell your service. It's how you talk to people, okay? I know we're talking virtually a lot of times, but it's how you talk to people, the words that you're using. A lot of times we say, it's about the words that you're using in this business. Don't you agree? Right? If you just say, hey, will you have a party for me? That doesn't sound exciting, right? That's why we give you words to use, because we know what words are more exciting, but you may want to take them and make them sound like you. So it's about your words. It's about the tone, the way you talk to people, the way your posture is like, right? If you're just like lounging on the couch, like, hey, you want to go party? You want to join our team? Yeah. Right. But if you're like, hey, I am a new consultant and I can't believe I just earned 3 new products and I made $200. I am so stinking excited that I had to reach out to you, Rebekah, because I know you've been Instacarting, and can I tell you more about what it is that I do? Can I tag you in a quick video? Right? So it's your words, your tone, and your posture, the way you present yourself, even virtually, okay? Even virtually, it comes through. You may not think it does, but it does. But what do we always say? Smile when you send booking messages, right? I always talk to myself. Does anybody else talk to themselves when they send booking messages? Or somebody responds like, oh, this lady's grumpy. No, thank you, blah, 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 right? Does anybody else do that? I talk to myself, right? And the tone, the way your tone gets out there to the world is your emotions, right? It's what emotional status you're in that moment. And the reason, how many of you guys are freaked out by objection? You're all excited, you send the booking messages, and then you get objections and you start freaking out and you don't know what to do. Anybody freaked out by objections? Maybe not anymore, right? If you've been around long enough, you're just like, oh yeah, that's the time one. This is the schedule one. This is the busy one, right? You start to understand people's objections. But when you freak out, you're like, I don't know what to say. And then you reply back kind of a little freaked out. You're like, and then they freak out, and then you freak back out, and then nobody knows what they're supposed to do and where this conversation is going to go. And you're just like, what just happened? Right? So I want you to think about when you get an objection, I really want you to think about how you react, right? And this is for your business, but this works in life too, right? Like maybe your husband says something, or your sister, aggravates you because they're like, oh, you're in one of those cold things or whatever, right? Or you're not going to make real money. You're just selling spatulas. Like anytime somebody throws an objection at you, think about how you initially react to that objection, right? You can be freaking out. You can be getting defensive. You can be, right? Like all those things, right? So, and most of the time, what happens when you're, let's say you're out there and you're offering the business opportunity, okay? They need to know that, if you're out there offering the business opportunity, right? A lot of times two things are that's happening if they don't believe in it, right? They don't believe in what you're doing. They like direct sales in general, whether it's whatever company, they're just not, nope, that's not for me. I don't believe in it, right? Or maybe they've done something like that. So you will be surprised how many people have tried something like this. Okay. If you've done something before, Pampered Chef, will you put it in the chat? You don't have to name your company, but if you've tried whatever, right? And they tried and they failed, or they tried and they didn't continue, or they tried and had to buy inventory, or they tried and put more money out. Okay. So people try different things. So they have that fear of failing again, right? And maybe actually what you're thinking, and maybe some of you guys need to build that belief yourself first in what you have to offer. Because I know when I started, I was doing the things, but I was kind of like, it is kind of one of those things that people talk about. Like I wasn't quite sure about it, right? You're just like, yeah, I said yes. And now I'm on this call and I have no idea what I'm doing, right? And I may be a little embarrassed about what I just signed up for. But you need that resistance from people, okay? Because if you think about it, if everyone and their mamas would be joining Pampered Chef and there would be ads on TV and people would just call and be like, yeah, it's the direct sales things, let's join, right? That would actually be really bad if everyone would join and everybody would jump on it, right? It's actually not good. So you have to understand that the resistance that people give you is part of what you do. Because if everybody said yes, business wouldn't be so good, right? So number one, be a consultant, consult people, ask questions, okay? Number two, don't run away too fast. Don't walk away too fast, okay? Just understand that this business takes time, okay? I will keep saying it until whatever. It took me 4 to 5 years to make my first $1,000 check. Not like Rebekah that did it like in her first, 6 months or something. All right. But that's the norm, right? We want instant gratification, but you just need to understand that there are objections and there are opportunities. And in order to get to the opportunities, you have to overcome those objections. But what happens is we get that first, how many of you guys, we've all been there. We're new consultants, right? Maybe we have some new consultants on. You're like, okay, fine. I'll ask for a couple parties, but nobody said yes. So, I get that first little resistance and I'm just like, it's not for me. It's not working. It's not working. I'm going to walk away. It's not for me. Right? Right? Or you're like, you know what? I signed up for this, and I want to make money and I have all this stuff, but I just don't have time. Okay, fine. It's just not working. It's not working. I don't have time. Right? Or you're like, oh, I already work full time. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just not going to work, right? I have a house fire. I got other things to focus on, which that would be actually a good reason, right? But maybe it's actually a reason to, like Rebekah, to push you to do it even better. We do this. The reason we do this, the reason we freak out, okay, is because we get anxiety and we just want it to go away. We want that feeling of fear and anxiety to go away as quickly as possible. So what do? We run, we go MIA. All of a sudden, we don't hear from you. We don't know where you went. It's because you want that feeling of feeling like failure, that anxiety. You want that to go away as fast as possible. Do you agree? We don't like to feel like that. Nobody does, okay? But if you walk away every time that happens, you're going to continue to struggle, anything you start, because that is part of success, right? Anxiety, I know, right? It gets all hot in your chest and I get all red and it's like, oh, I just want to murder everyone in my house, right? So don't walk away too fast, okay? Take your time. Number 3, understand what you're doing. Understand this job. Learn, okay? People go to college for how many years? They pay for education. But we expect to join something like this and know everything within 3 days, maybe, right? So take the time to understand what it is that we do. Learn, come to trainings. Give yourself a round of applause for being here on a Wednesday night. You could be doing something else. And what if it took you 5 years to become really good at this and make 6 figures? What if you knew that you could slowly build your business up, that in 5 years, nice and steady, you could be making 6 figures? Would be a whole different experience, right? Would you stick around? Who would stick around, right? I'm not saying it'll take you 5 years, but it takes a good 3 to 5 years to even understand what the heck is going on in this business. Okay. You got to learn, you got to grow, you got to develop into the person you want to become. You're not there yet. So actually I just skipped a skip. I started talking about that's all right. Just it's a learning experience, right? That's what this is. But what's your job, right? We got to educate people. We got to help people understand what it is that we do. And especially now, there is a whole generation of people that grew up with, how many of you guys are here? My mom used to do paper chaff. My mom brought paper chaff. My mom, I had paper chaff at home, but me, nah, that's not cool. That's like what moms do, right? Anybody? So we have this whole generation that we need to educate and show them that, I mean, that's what I say. I like to bring paper chaff to the young kids and show them that we can be cool too, right? So help understand people what we have, the services that you offer, and then they can make a decision. Okay, if you think about it, and if you think about the business too, right? It's you help educate the uninformed. Right? How many, I mean, I was uninformed. I didn't know what this business could do for me. Did you know what this business could do for you the minute you signed up or before you even considered it? Did you know what it could do for you and your family? For those of you guys that have been around for a little bit? No, we were uninformed. Okay. So if you think about it, we kind of help blind people to see, right? Blind people that think that they're drowning, that they're trapped, that there's no way out. We help them to see that there's another thing. There is something else out there besides just working your normal job. Right? So understand what it is that you do and what it is, what you have to offer, whether that is, you know, selling a product to someone so they can make their own meals for their kids that have allergies, or whether that is helping someone stock their kitchen after a fire with some discounts, or a newlywed get some products, or, you know, somebody changing up the cookware for a deal and hosting a party, or whether that is helping someone get out of debt, or, you know, show them that they can make friends online that they don't know and be part of a supportive community, right? So understand the things that you're offering. It's not just about selling a spatula. Okay. And then the other one, the next step is why, let's talk about understanding why people object. Why do people object, right? Oh, I don't need that. I have a full-time job. I have a career. Okay. I don't need that. Oh, one of those things. I'm smarter than you, right? So they can sound smarter like you. But what you can do is you can ask, like I said at the beginning, you can ask for clarification. I heard what, you know, like, can you tell me a little bit more? Tell me what else? What else have you heard? It sounds like there's a story. I always like to say that when they're like, oh, I've done something like this. Or, oh, I've had a, like, tell me about it. It sounds like there's a story, right? And maybe too, people object because they need time to understand. Costs too much, right? Is free too much? Join for free. You can host a party for free. Is free too much? 60% off too much? Half price too much, right? But is anybody a slow learner? Anybody a slow learner? I'm kind of a slow learner, but once I get it, then I get it. Like once I wrap my head around it, it makes sense, right? Anybody a slow learner? So maybe people just need time to understand this business, or need time to understand what it's like to host a party and what's in it for them. Maybe they need to just, like, if you're offering the opportunity and they have no clue what you're talking about, like, there are people that don't know what paper chaff is. Just because you love it and you've had it for so many years doesn't mean that everybody does. So they may just need, people object because they need time to understand what it is that you're offering. Right? People also object because they have limiting beliefs. Maybe they have limiting beliefs about themselves, right? That's one of the objections. I can't do this because I don't have time. I can't do this because I already work full time. I can't do this because I'm not a salesperson. So a lot of times people object because of their limiting beliefs. Or that's one of the reasons they object, or they object because they don't want to be part of one of those things, right? So either they've had a bad experience, or they've, their uncle, had his wife, 10 years ago did something like this and, lost money or something. Okay. But what they don't know is that they have a support system, right? Do you talk about the support system? Do you talk about don't tell me that we don't have enough training people, okay? Don't tell me that we don't have all the words to give to people to be successful. We do, but I can give these words to anybody, but that doesn't mean that you're going to take the words and do the things you're supposed to do. So talk about that. What do I say? If you guys follow me, I already took my videos for the Zoom, and every Wednesday it gets posted, right? So people either have a limiting belief in themselves, or they have a limiting belief in this industry, this company, this whatever, right? But also people object, and this may be something you've never thought about because it's a reflex reaction. Right? How many of you guys, come on, I know you all do this. You walk into a store, a clothing store, a Best Buy. Can I help you? No, I'm good. I'm just looking. Can I help you? No, I'm good, just looking. These t-shirts are 2 for $20. No, I'm good. I'm just looking. Anybody do that? Raise your hands. Put in the chat if you do that. But in reality is you want help, right? You want help because you're going to ask for it soon because you're going to need to find something, but you're just not quite there yet. You're just not quite ready that second to ask for help. Right? And what do the good people say? They don't ask if you want help. They say, I'll be here. I'll be ready for you when you have any questions. I'll be over here when you're ready. When you're ready to check out, I'll be over here. When you're ready to let me, know if you need some clothes, I'll be over here. They don't take it personal, okay? Like, don't take your nose personal when people say, nope, not now, not never, no, thank you. It's just a reaction. Okay? But here's something funny. How many of you have kids, right? Or have raised kids? What do kids do when you tell them, I want that candy? No, you can't have that. But I really want that candy. Nope, you can't have it. Ah, okay, fine. I mean, sometimes, right? I know I did that just to get them to shut up, right? But they don't take it personal. They just keep asking until they get what they want. They're persistent. But a lot of times, if you think about it, there's a lot of behaviors that we do as kids that then we lose all that freedom that we have as kids, right? So understand, if you understand that objections are normal, it's part of your business, any business you would try to build, even if you're a Girl Scout leader and your girls go out and try to, people are going to object, and just understand that this is part of the business. Okay? Can't be persistent, right? Okay. And the last thing is expect, don't project. What do I mean by that? Don't project. Don't send messages like, I know, Katie, you're a mom of 4 and you probably don't have enough time to do this, but I'm just going to ask anyways. You're projecting their objection already. Does that make sense? I know, Rebekah, you just had a house fire and I saw that you had COVID and but you probably, you probably don't need something like Paper Chef, but I just had to ask. Like, don't do that. I know you're busy. I know you're busy. You probably don't have time to do this, but I was just going to ask. I know you probably don't have the money, but I just wanted to see if you may be interested in joining Pampered Chef. Right? Don't do that. Don't project those objections before they even give it to you. Assume, right? You guys know what assume stands for. We don't assume because makes it out of you and me, okay? And sometimes we project our own insecurities because we're like terrified of it, right? So you might be like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. I know you're busy, right? Like, don't do those things, okay? Because why do you do that? You kind of like doing the things, but again, we're back to anxiety and rejection, and we want it to be over as fast as possible. Like we're gonna ask, we're gonna tell our recruiter we asked, but like we like asked and dipped, right? We like threw a letter in there and then we like ran away. So don't set those objections yourself. Don't apologize for the things that you're offering, okay? Don't apologize for this opportunity that you have. And I know it takes some time to be really confident in this opportunity, but don't apologize. Because this is an opportunity for the average person, wherever they came from, to be successful with the best support. Right? If you think about Rebekah's stories, what's the other option? What's the other option? To go get a full-time job that A, has to pay enough to then be gone from my daughter all day and still be a single mom, juggling all the things, probably still barely making ends meet. So don't be afraid and apologize for what it is that you have to offer. Okay? And that's what's going to happen when people have objections and you object, right? I don't have enough time. My family's not going to like that because they like hate stuff like that. Okay. And don't project your insecurities, right? And maybe like, oh, I don't really have any confidence. Well, welcome to our team. Okay. This is a school of confidence building, right? For those of you guys that have been around for a while, you know that your confidence is growing every time you come on a call. Every time, like Rebekah is now going to be like, I just spoke in front of a Zoom with 50 people. Okay, that was terrifying, but I know I can do it again. I sent 30 messages a day and I booked 3 parties. Although I got, 100 no's, I booked 3 parties. I feel more confident now. I just did my first live. Oh my God, it was horrific. But now I know what button to push next time. Right? So this is literally a school for confidence right here. Okay. So really get solid on that mindset to get you there. So change that posture, like we talked about, if we're going full circle, right? Change that posture when you're offering any of your services, whatever they may be. Think about your tone, the way you talk to people, the way you react to things, okay, to what people say, and your excitement, your enthusiasm, right? Go out there and just stand there like strong, like Superman, Superwoman, right? And tell your story. But just know that it takes time, okay? And if you can maybe print this out and put it in front of you, you understand that there is lots of steps to be successful. But those are like the big 5, okay? So let's talk about it. We got a couple minutes before we have one more thing. What is something that you kind of resonated with or you've experienced? Anybody want to share? Anything hit home? Anxiety of objections, running away. Yeah.
So I was definitely one of those people that was embarrassed to tell anybody that I had signed up for Pampered Chef. I was like, I want some free product, but I'm not going to tell any. I'm not going to post that on my Facebook page that I joined Pampered Chef. Then I started coming to the meetings and I did not expect the confidence I got from this. I came into it with anxiety, like if it works out, that's great. But like the confidence, and it really has made a difference in my ability to book and overcome objections. So honestly, like just coming to the meetings this really resonated with me because I feel like you're telling my story, like my progression of the stages.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Anybody else?
I just have a quick question. I don't know if I booked a 15-minute party and it's not somebody I really know. It's just somebody that I'm an administrator of another breeders group, schnauzers, and she was my friend, or not a friend, but she joined the group. Anyway, then when I got back with her, she said yes. And then I said, okay, I just need your address, email, and phone number to get it set up. And she says, I'm sorry, I don't give that information out. So what do you do?
To say, well, I need that because you're going to earn products, but you know what, if you don't want to give it out because you don't want to have free products shipped to your house, then I'll just put my address in and you just set it up, I guess. I mean, worst case, she invites some people and you get some sales, right? But again, that goes back to maybe it is, like educating, right? Again, educating. We just expect that people know what it is that we do and what we need and the information.
Right.
And especially if you're meeting people online and they don't know you and you don't know them and you ask for their information.
Right.
Right? Put yourself in their shoes, right?
Right.
I'm giving you my information. I don't know who you are.
Right. And I gave her my personal website, the Pampered Chef. I said, you can create an account there if you want. Or I said, I have references from my previous puppy owners that I could give. And so she hasn't gotten back. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I should be honest. I'll still have your information if you create an account on my website. So
or ask a clarifying question, right? Again, there is some kind of misunderstanding and somebody needs to be educated, right? So just be like, hey, in order to get you your free rewards and your discounts, I do need your address so I can mail those products to you. Is there something that makes you feel hesitant about giving me this information?
okay.
Sometimes I think that people are also, because you're not like, she can't see your face and there's so many hackers and scammers. So another thing you could do is say, hey, voice clip. Hey, Loretta, thank you so much for booking a party or whatever. I'll just need your address, email address, and phone number so I can set up your shopping link and create your party. Because then if she hears your voice, she knows it's not a scammer, and then she'll probably trust you more.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. It's about being real and authentic, right? But I mean, with some people, what are you going to do, right? If you try all that and they don't give it to you, and then, your time is probably spent better doing something else, right? Okay, let's see. People are saying I need to look at this long term, right? Just think about how many years people go to college and pay for that. And here you are wanting to make 6 figures or wanting to make a full-time income, but we just expect to know everything, right? We just expect that it's just, you got to learn stuff, right? Voice clips are really good. Even video clips, little video messages. Don't be afraid to use them. Just make sure, again, before you send the voice clip, you maybe get off the chair, right? Have a little smile, right? People can tell when you're talking and you're smiling, right? Or I could just be talking like this and just telling you what to do. That's not as exciting, right? Posture. Why do you think I'm standing up? Because if I sit, I'm like, oh, right? Right? It makes sense, right? So, okay. All right, so I'll just share the final screen, which is, make sure you take your screenshot of this, but this is just all the kind of events that are happening, right? So of course, March, you have your spring launch or 90-day run is finishing up. But I do want to talk to you guys, whether you are a director or on our leadership team yet or not, we have a huge leadership retreat happening in October, and it's going to be in Colorado. So, if you need an incentive to move up, but even before then, we have national conference, right, in July, which is where a lot of recognition happens. So national conference registration, I believe, I find out more about it tomorrow, but I believe will open in April, okay? So basically you pay for registration. Normally, I just can tell you what it's been like in the past. I don't know if it's going to change. Normally, any new consultant in their first year, it's $99, and then everybody else is $2 something. You can use your Pampered Chef dollars, so maybe start putting a little bit of money aside the next time you get paid. It is virtual as well, but guys, after 3 years of not being able to be together, I think you really need to come and get to Chicago, and just know that you probably, I just, told leaders this as well. If you can budget an extra $1,000, and I know some of you guys are already like, oh, there's no way, Jose, okay. But really, if you can just book a couple extra parties and just make that one of your goals, to make the income between now and July, or maybe, $200 a month, figure out 2 extra parties is $200 a month, right? $500 and $1,000 in sales is $200 a month for you. Figure out a way, because nobody has ever regretted going to conference. Okay. The people that go to conference see the big picture. That's what happened to me. I figured, I was like, oh, I hope you're one of those people that walk the stage, right? And come on, like we gotta get some hugs in and see the bodies and not just the faces. Okay. So make sure you kind of look at those dates, start planning about it. Don't just immediately again have that reflex reaction we just talked about. We do it to ourselves too. Just like, oh, I'm not one of those person. Nope. My husband's gonna say, no way. Nope. My kids are gonna be like, what? You're leaving? No. Not like you. Do you understand now that we do this to ourselves too? Right? Nope. I'm not one of those person. Nope. I'm not gonna do a training. Nope. I'm not gonna come on that call. I'm not doing a TikTok. Are you crazy? I'm not doing a Facebook Live. Oh no. Right? So we do it to ourselves. Right? So understand that people do that to you too when you're offering your services. Okay. So if you got anything out of it, I hope that was it. So, all right, guys, I am off tomorrow. We are pampering our 6-figure income achievers. So I have to get up at 4 a.m. to Mexico. So congratulations to our 3 6-figure income achievers. And that's what we want. We want to help you make money. Okay. Whatever that looks like for you. We want to help you have fun. We want to help you sell some spatulas. So go make it a great week. Finish your month strong. And we will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.